Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is third video of this playlist where we are implementing RAG using semantic kernel. Why it is third video? Because we are changing some our previous implementations. We will be using our Qdrant memory store instead of the SQLite which we are using in earlier videos. Other than that, we will be also directly chatting with the URL that we will be providing instead of the hard-coded string. So let's get started. So now for that, what I have here is, so in or if you want to see the whole implementation, then I will ask you to check this video, build RAG app using Olama, Phi3 and semantic kernel. Second video is update of the first implementation where we started using the Gemini. So now we will be starting with our third implementation where we will be using Qdrant and the web page thing. So these are all the commands that you will probably need. So first thing, we will need to set up our quadrant, and I think there is spelling mistake here. So we will be using Docker. You can use any other way, but Docker is quite simple. So just open your command prompt to make sure your Docker is running, and once it starts, then just run these two commands and it will start your quadrant application on localhost 6333. Other than that, you also need to add this .NET package in your project using .NET add package Microsoft Semantic Kernel Quadrant, and as it is pre-release, so saying it is pre-release. So in order to use it in memory store, so first we need to import that package, and other than that, we need to update our memory store to start using the Qdrant memory store. So now I will just copy this line here and okay, I will just type it out. For some reason, my mouse is a bit weird working. Okay, so now we are here. So okay, I will just show you the Qdrant setup first. So I have already run all the commands that are needed in order to set up Qdrant, basically the two commands. And if I go to this URL here, I can see all the collections that I have made earlier. I have made this Chhaava collection. I will show you because generally embedding takes time. So as even though we are using the Google's power, so embeddings are quite faster in that case, but still I have already created all this database stuff. So our code implementation will be faster. Next thing that we have to do is we have to go here. Now, first thing first, we need to update this Gemini Pro model because for some reason it is not working and giving me 400 error. So instead of using the Gemini Pro, we will be using Gemini 2.0 Flash. So I have copied its spelling. So we will be using Gemini 2.0 Flash. Everything else we will be keeping safe. Now, next thing that we will be need to update is memory store. I have already installed Qdrant. As you can see, it is installed. Hence, it is saying me to uninstall it. Now, I will be using Qdrant. So the first thing that I have to do is delete this part and new Qdrant memory store. New Qdrant memory store, and we have to pass some parameter. First thing that we have to pass is the connection string, or you can say the URL where our service is hosted. In this case, it is localhost 6333. Okay, I have to pass it as a string, so here it is. And the next thing that we have to pass here is the number of vector size, basically. So 768 is the default vector size for the embedding that we are using, which is Google AI text embedding service. This needs to be same, otherwise it throws error. Okay, so as this is completed, so next thing that we have to update is we have to update this collection name. Now this collection name is from the previous video. It will work in this environment as our as we don't have this collection in our Qdrant database, as you have seen our Qdrant UI, we only have Chhaava collection. So we will be renaming it to Chhaava. The reason is, okay, I will just rename it to Chhaava DB. So it will create new one. Now everything will be same. It's just that now instead of using this thing here, we will be using this HTTP client to fetch the data from the Google, some web page, and we will start using that. So for that, what we need to do is we will be first fetching the web page string using URI. So await client dot get string async. So it will basically pull all the data. Okay, not collection name. So it will basically pull all the data from the URL that we will provide to it. And the URL that we are going to use is, as generally these oh, AIs or models don't have the latest data. So the one which we'll be using is this Wikipedia page for Chhaava movie that is released in month of Feb. So if we go here and just paste this URI, so it will start fetching data from this URL. Now next thing that we want to do is, instead of splitting string directly, first we will be removing the tags out of it, some sort of thing like that. So for that we will need web utility, web utility dot html decode, and we will be, so it will basically remove all HTML encoding, and we will be replacing the basically starting tag and ending tag, that those arrows and all those thing, and percent nbsp, those sort of symbols, so as much as we can in order to get the clean data. So here we are passing the regex. So I have already copied the regex. I will just put that in here, the one I have, which I have copied. So I have basically got this from Google by just searching some. Okay, so we need to use the regex basically, that is why it is throwing this error. Okay, now what is it is saying? Regular expression dot regex. It is correct. Oh, it is spelling mistake. Replace. Okay. Now the next thing which we'll be doing is, we will be here, we are chunking it just to size of 150 multiply 50. Instead of that, we will increase this size because now we are using embedding from the Google, so we basically have kind of have more power, so that it will create less chunk. Otherwise it will just create like thousands of chunk based on this small size. Other than that, everything that we will be keeping is pretty much same. I'm just going through all the stuff that we have here, and I think that's it. So now I will start running this application. Okay. Okay, it has started on the. Now you will not see anything here because in the backend it is basically generating embeddings. And how we can check if it is actually generating embeddings? If we add a breakpoint in this for each loop, then you can see this breakpoint hit. And basically what is happening here is, there are 17 paragraphs and we are currently on, I don't know which paragraph we are on, but okay, there are 17 paragraphs that we are sure about. So yeah, this is the thing. Other than that, Okay, I will just let it complete. I will remove this breakpoint and I will continue this thing so that it will generate. We will get the message once it gets complete here. Okay, so it has generated DB, so it was pretty fast. Now, what I will be asking this is what is the release date of Chhaava? For before that, I will just show you that it has created a collection on this UI. I have give the collection name Chhaava DB and it has created it here. So if I open it, okay, something have gone wrong. Just give me a moment, guys. Hello everyone. After spending some time on debugging, I have figured out that I am passing the same ID in here. So I have created one variable here, int I is equal to 0. And before saving it, I am updating it basically and storing it as ID because save information async takes ID as one of the parameter. In SQLite database, ID doesn't need to be different or unique, but in case of the Qdrant database, I think it needs to be unique. And that is the reason why initially it was generating all the 1 points only, but when I updated the ID, it has created 7 point. So now what we'll be doing is we will be creating a new collection with Chhaava DB3. So as you can see, I currently don't have Chhaava DB3 in my Qdrant running. I will refresh this page. Yeah. So now I will just run this Chhaava DB3 and let it create the embeddings and all for Chhaava DB3. Okay, so let's wait. Meanwhile, one thing I want to show you while this is being generated, if I go to the Google AI Studio, and here as you can see the model is Gemini 2.0 Flash, the same model. And when I have asked what is the Chhaava release date, so it is basically the model that has hosted by them, so it doesn't have any information about the data which we have provided. So it is saying that it is December 6 of 2024, which is stale information because as we know, Chhaava is released in month of February somewhere. And if we go to the this page and if we try to find the release date in here, initially set to release on 6 December of 2024 but postponed to 14 February of 2025. So this is the updated information here. So now what we will be doing is we will try to ask the Google about the release date of Chhaava and we are expecting this information from him. So now, okay, the database is generated. We will just quickly see in the UI quadrant. So if I refresh this page, I will should be seeing Chhaava DB3 and it has created 17 points. So let's ask him a question. What is release date of Chhaava? Let's wait for the response. Right, and it has given us the updated response. So in this way, we have basically queried the web URL or web page. And other than that, we have also learned how to use Qdrant with semantic kernel in .NET. So that's it for this video, guys. If you find this video helpful, please consider liking, subscribing to the channel. That will be very helpful. Thank you.